Hey everyone, welcome to Down South Carnivore Episode 1. I wanted to use this series as an attempt to test my creativity and knowledge of food and combine that with the fact that I'm from the South and have eaten basically all the Southern food you can think of. The South includes a lot of vegetables and starches in their food, so there will be a lot of things that I won't be willing to do, but there may be a few things I'll throw in to surprise you. The goal is to keep it as carnivore or as carnivore-ish as possible. If you see me falling down the trail of cauliflower, mashed potatoes, or similar, please berate me in the comments. Today, I wanted to start with one of my favorite breakfast dishes in the South, which is biscuits and gravy. This typically consists of a buttermilk biscuit and topped with a white pepper gravy, which may or may not have breakfast sausage in it. So you probably want to know how I did this, so let's just jump into that and see what the recipe is. Alright, for the biscuit, I went with the same recipe I used for my English muffin, which was a 1-to-1 of pork rinds and eggs and a little baking powder. Here I have 3 ounces of ground pork rinds, 3 eggs, and a half teaspoon of baking powder. Grab a fork or rubber spatula and mix all of this together. You'll be done mixing once all the pork rinds are hydrated and kind of look like this. Growing up in a southern home, you'd 9 times out of 10 see anyone cooking using a cast iron pan. You'd also probably see a jar of bacon grease somewhere nearby that pan. So since I'm trying to hit all the nostalgic points for myself, I'll be using this cast iron pan. And unfortunately, I'm out of bacon grease, so I'll be using a little bit of beef tallow. Now, you can place a ring mold if you want to, but in the middle of doing this, I just wanted to try to see what a free-form biscuit may look like and how it would work out, and to be honest, I like that look a lot better. It seemed to look a lot more like a biscuit than compared to the ring mold one. You want to let these bad boys cook for 5 to 6 minutes in total, and you want to flip them occasionally to keep them from burning. In this recipe, you should be able to get about 3 biscuits in total. This next part is optional, but I enjoy it for the flavor and plating. Take a few leaves of fresh sage and just put it into your hot oil and begin to fry it. The leaves will crisp up and it'll flavor your fat. Personally, in my gravy, I like breakfast sausage. Be on the lookout for the stuff that says country sausage because, in my experience, this has the least amount of additives and garbage in it. Place this into a pan over medium heat and begin to break it up. We want pretty fine crumbles here, so take your time and keep chopping it. Once it's finished, set aside and grab another cast iron pan, maybe something a little smaller in an attempt to reduce our cream. Put 1 pint of heavy whipping cream over medium heat and bring to a simmer. Whisk the... Alright, let's, how about a half pint of heavy whipping cream instead? Next, we want to whisk in 2 ounces of cream cheese to stabilize our gravy. Crack in a half teaspoon of black pepper or until it tastes right. If you've never had this before, a half teaspoon is probably a safe place to start, but I personally probably added about a full teaspoon to get it to the flavor that I wanted it. Put in about half your sausage and continue to reduce your mixture until your desired consistency has been reached. Salt this to taste. I didn't add any salt until the very end because reducing things increases the salinity of them from the evaporation of water. Alright, since I had some extra time spent cleaning up, my biscuits deflated a bit, but they still look pretty good. Split them in half and spoon over your gravy, making sure that you get sausage on every one. Alright, well, this one really took me back to my childhood. I haven't had biscuits and gravy in a while, well, maybe even about 3 or 4 years I haven't had it, but this was really just an epic treat and super nostalgic for me. The textures were on point, the flavor was 100% nostalgic. Well, that's the recipe. What are some southern foods that you love and would love to see recreated? Leave a comment below to let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more, please consider subscribing. And until next time, stay beefy, my friends.